Hey, what's up? It's iCkEdMeL. Welcome back to the channel and thank you for stopping by. We're going to be talking about Taylor Schabusiness. This is potentially a trial that's going to happen. They're doing the evidentiary hearing and then I guess they're going to decide. The trial's supposed to start on Monday if she's still deemed competent. The details are graphic. We've covered this story before. The details are all over various articles and just viewer discretion advised. It's graphic, and so if you don't want to see that, click off this video. The complainant, being duly sworn on oath, swears that he has had the opportunity to review the police reports from officers of the Green Bay Police Department and other documents supporting this complaint referenced herein, which are the types of reports and documents kept in the ordinary course of business, which complainant believes to be truthful and reliable because they have proven to be truthful and reliable on numerous occasions in the past. Your complainant also bases this complaint upon the statements of TP, who is presumed to be a reliable citizen witness in this instance. Your complainant also bases this complaint upon the statements of Taylor Schabusiness, which were used against her penal interest. The complainant further asserts that based upon his review of the reference reports and or supporting documents, the incidents alleged occurred in Brown County, Wisconsin. Number one, your complaint's review of the report of Officer Alex Wanish of the Green Bay Police Department, which indicates that on February 23rd, 2022, at about 3:25 a.m., Officer Wanish was dispatched to a residence that is located in the city of Green Bay, Brown County, Wisconsin, for a report of a severed head being found in a bucket in the basement. Upon arrival, Officer Wanish met with TP, who allowed officers into the residence. Officer Wanish reports that he went down into the basement. Once he reached the bottom of the stairs, Officer Wanish observed the plastic buckets on the floor. Officer Wanish observed a shower/beach towel over the bucket. Officer Wanish lifted the towel and observed a human head inside the bucket. Wanish looked around the room and observed what appeared to be dried blood on a nearby mattress. Number two, your complainant's review of the report of Officer Garth Russell of the Green Bay Police Department, which indicates that on February 23rd, 2022, Officer Russell was asked to assist by going to a residence in Eastman Avenue in the city of Green Bay, Brown County, Wisconsin. Officer Russell gathered information that a report identified as Taylor D. Schabusiness, date of birth 11/23/97, who was last seen with the victim, may be living at the Eastman Avenue address. Officer Russell also learned that there was a van associated with Schabusiness. Officer Russell reviewed a prior photograph of Schabusiness. As officers inspected the van, Officer Russell saw Schabusiness emerge from the apartment building. Upon seeing officers, she stopped. Officer Russell could see that Schabusiness had what appeared to be dried blood on the front of her black hooded sweatshirt as well as her black sweatpants. Officer Russell later found Schabusiness's hands appeared to be smeared with blood as well, and there was also what looked like dry blood on the back of her sweatshirt. Officer Russell asked Schabusiness if she knew why officers were there, and she stated something that sounded like, "Because of my warrant for my arrest." Your complainant's review of the report of Detective Jenna Lubrida of Green Bay Police Department, which indicates that Detective Lubrida received additional information that TP, which I believe is the victim's mother, told patrol officers that Schabusiness's van, which had been parked outside of her address for a day or so, was gone. Patrol and other detectives were at an address on Eastman Avenue where the van Schabusiness had been using was parked and where Schabusiness had been taken into custody, and the van was later examined. Detective Lubrida reports that in the rear passenger seat behind the driver's seat, there was a crock pot box. Medical examiner Dr. Vincent Tranchita went to the box, which was on top of the laundry basket of clothes, and located additional human body parts, including legs. Your complainant's review of the report of Detective Phil Scanlan of the Green Bay Police Department, which indicates that Detective Scanlan summarized evidence obtained during a search warrant executed at the residence in the city of Green Bay, Brown County, Wisconsin, where the victim was located. Detective Scanlan reports that during the search, a human head severed from the neck was located in a bucket in the basement near the stairs. The head was identified visually in comparison with a prior photograph of the victim. and it was confirmed to be the victim. According to Dr. Tranchita, there was visual evidence of strangulation observed. Also located in the same bucket was a male organ, along with body fluid and 2 knives. Other body parts were found in the basement in other bags, including plastic shopping bags, along with 3 knives, including a bread knife consistent with kitchen knives, located in a storage tote. An upper torso was located. The upper torso had numerous rigid cuts at the site where the head was removed, consistent with the separated head. Also located in the tote was a carving knife consistent with a kitchen knife and several internal organs. Also located in the search was what appeared to be significant blood staining on an unsheeted top bed mattress, along with what appeared to be a site of previously cleaned up blood on a concrete surface next to and under a significant portion of the bed. Evidence of drug use was observed in the open on the top of the entertainment center, including a glass pipe and a gem bag containing light colored powder material. Also observed was evidence of blood around a stand-up shower located in an unfinished portion of the basement, and what appeared to be numerous blood drops were visible on concrete floor and in front of the shower that appeared to have been partially wiped or washed away. Detective Scanlon reports that during the search, he stayed in contact with Detective Graff and Detective Kemp, who at the time was questioning Taylor Schabusiness. Detective Scanlon reports that based on Schabusiness's statements and officers' observations at the scene, Detective Scanlon found the information Schabusiness was saying to be consistent with officers' findings during the search of the basement. Number 5, complainant's review of the reports of Detective David Graff of the Green Bay Police Department, which indicates on February 23rd, 2022, Detective Graff reports he met with the victim's mother, TP. TP stated that around 9:30 p.m. on Monday, February 21st, 2022, Taylor came and picked up the victim. TP stated that was the last time she saw the victim alive. TP stated that her boyfriend told her that sometime Monday night into Tuesday, February 22nd, the victim and Schabusiness returned to the home and went into the basement. TP believed that Schabusiness and the victim were in the basement during the day on Tuesday. TP stated that she did not go into the basement, but she did recall hearing Schabusiness talking at one point. TP stated that she and her boyfriend were out of the house during the day on Tuesday. TP stated that there was a minivan parked on the road in front of the house during that time and that she was not sure if it was Schabusiness. TP stated that sometime between 2:30 and 3 a.m. that morning on February 23rd, she was awoken by a storm door being slammed. TP stated that she heard a vehicle and assumed that it was Schabusiness. TP stated that she got out of bed and saw a light in the basement was still on. TP stated that she went to see if the victim was still there because she thought Schabusiness had left. TP went into the basement and did not see anyone, so she started to walk back up the stairs. And that was when she noticed a bucket next to the bottom of the stairs. TP stated that she removed the blanket that was over the bucket and she discovered the victim's head. So, like, this is what I've mentioned, but we've talked about this before, but this is literally the victim's mother coming downstairs to check. She sees a bucket and she sees her own son's head. And it gets worse. Detective Graff reports that he was then informed that Taylor Schabusiness was located by patrol officers and brought to the station. Officer Russell informed Detective Graff that Schabusiness had a large amount of what he believed to be blood on her clothing. Detective Graff observed Schabusiness had a cut on her left thumb. Detective Graff also observed some scratches on her arms and hand that, according to Schabusiness, were self-inflicted. Detective Graff also noticed on Schabusiness's hands a red substance stain that Detective Graff believed to be blood. Detective Graff spoke with Schabusiness after advising her of her rights. Detective Graff told Schabusiness that a few hours ago, officers were sent to a residence in Green Bay in which the head of the victim was found. Schabusiness's response was that is pretty effed up. Okay, she knows she did this, but she's like, oh, that's messed up. Detective Graff, and I'm wondering during the trial, I hope we get to see that interrogation. Detective Graff asked Schabusiness if she knew the victim, and she said she did. Detective Graff confirmed with Schabusiness that she lives on Eastman Avenue, and the van that was located there was her roommate's, ST's van. Detective Graff confirmed with Schabusiness that she drove ST's van to Eastman Avenue earlier in the morning. Detective Graff asked where the rest of the victim's body was, and Schabusiness stated that it was still in the basement. Detective Graff asked her to tell him what happened, and Schabusiness' first comments to Detective Graff were, "That is a good question," because she had blacked out during that time. Detective Graff asked Schabusiness if it was just her and the victim in the basement, and she said that it was, and nobody else had come down. Schabusiness stated that she and the victim were smoking the bitch, which is meth, which Detective Graff was able to clarify with Schabusiness that he believed she was referring to methamphetamine. Schabusiness stated that the victim had a chain that he had put around his neck. Schabusiness stated that they were getting into relations, which was part of these acts, according to Schabusiness. Schabusiness stated that she and the victim had used strangulation in the past during relations. Detective Graff asked Schabusiness questions about her using ST's minivan and asked if she and the victim had contact with anybody when they first got back to the house. Schabusiness made the statement, "Damn the head. And I can't believe I left the head though. Bruh." I thought she blacked out and couldn't remember. And she was referring to the victim's head. Detective Graff then asked Schabusiness where the rest of the body was, and she stated it was in the basement. Schabusiness responded that the police were going to have fun trying to find all of the organs as she dismembered the body. Schabusiness stated all of the body parts should be in the basement. Schabusiness stated that there should be a foot or a leg in the minivan. Detective Graff asked Schabusiness what she did with the head, and Schabusiness stated that she put the victim's head in a black bucket and put a blanket over it. Detective Graff asked how Schabusiness dismembered the body. Schabusiness stated that she used knives that she obtained from the kitchen of the residence, and that a bread knife worked the best because of the serrated blade. Schabusiness stated that the knives should be in a black bag along with the body parts in the basement. Schabusiness indicated that she would use whatever bags she found in the basement to place the body parts into. Schabusiness made the comment that at one point she got paranoid and lazy, and that she thought it was the dope making her paranoid. Schabusiness described she and the victim were in the basement and that the victim had produced 2 chains, one for him, one for her. Schabusiness described the chains at the time as being chain link and silver. Schabusiness would later describe the chains as being like a dog choke collar. Schabusiness stated that she just went crazy, referring to strangling the victim. At one point during the interview, Schabusiness stated she could feel the victim's heart beating still as she was choking him, so she kept pulling and choking him harder, but the victim would not die, and that he just kept rebuilding into muscle, which I wonder what she meant by that. I don't know. Maybe it's the substances. Detective Graff asked at what point did she know the victim was not alive anymore. Schabusiness stated that the victim's face turned purple, blood was coming out of his mouth, but she did not stop. Detective Graff asked what she did after the victim died, and this is the most graphic parts, I guess. Schabusiness stated that she then played with his body. She stated that she performed on him with her mouth, and that she used a toy. She had a toy that she put in the victim's I don't even know how to say this, mouth and bottom. Detective Graff asked Schabusiness if when she was choking the victim, if he tried to fight back at all. She stated that he did. Schabusiness stated that she and her friend picked up the victim in ST's minivan after picking up the drugs. The 3 went to Eastman Avenue apartment. Schabusiness stated that she and her friend and the victim smoked marijuana, and she and the victim smoked some methamphetamine. Schabusiness's friend left. Schabusiness reported that then they shot up herself and the victim with trazodone. Schabusiness stated that she and the victim left her apartment on Eastman Avenue, and she drove to the victim's mom's house in ST's minivan. They went to the basement. Schabusiness stated that the victim's mother's boyfriend let her and the victim into the house. Schabusiness stated that it was about 5 minutes after they arrived that the victim pulled out the chains. Schabusiness stated that she began to choke the victim, and she described it as the victim lying face down on the bed with her on top of him pulling on the end of the chain. The victim coughed up blood and she was just waiting for him to die while she was just watching his face. The woman is evil. So when you see her in court smiling, always making all these facial gestures, and she claimed to have blacked out initially in the beginning, but she has all these details and recollection. Schabusiness made the comment that she was already this far, so she kept on, referring to choking the victim. Schabusiness said in a lower tone of voice, "Yeah, I liked it." And Detective Graff believed her to be referring to when she was choking the victim. Schabusiness stated that she thought it took about 3 to 5 minutes for the victim to die. Detective Kemp clarified with Schabusiness that when the victim began to cough up blood, she just did keep on choking the victim because she wanted to see what happens. Schabusiness made the comments that she blacked out while choking the victim, but when she woke up, like the victim was already purple, so she kept on going. Schabusiness stated that she enjoyed choking him and made comments to detectives asking if they knew what it was like to love something so much that you kill it. Schabusiness stated that she played with the victim's body for like 2 or 3 hours, which included doing oral stuff and with the toy and all this stuff. Detective Graff clarified with Schabusiness that she was in the basement with the victim all during the day of Tuesday into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and then dismembered the victim's body. Wow. Schabusiness stated the plan was for her to bring all of the body parts with her, but she got lazy and only ended up putting the leg and the foot in the van, and she forgot the head. Schabusiness made comments that she did not mean to kill the victim, but as she was choking him, she liked it and she would just keep going or doing it. Schabusiness also made the comment that she was not prepared as killing the victim was random. Schabusiness stated that she had the victim's body on the bed in the basement and she pulled him onto the edge of the bed. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. And put the black bucket underneath the victim's head as she was cutting off the head. Schabusiness also talked about using a bucket and a tote to catch the victim's blood, and she would use the shower in the basement to dump out the bucket. Schabusiness was asked if she thought it was right, if it was the right thing to do, and Schabusiness' comment was that she did it anyway, referring to killing the victim. Wow. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. We will get into more details if this trial thing happens, which I believe it will, and if it's streamed, I believe it will be. We'll get into more details as the trial happens. It's supposed to be for 1 week. And yeah, take care. Peace. Bye.